Hi everyone, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel. I am RS Island Crafts on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, Artfire, Flickr, everywhere across the web. You can find me everywhere. I mostly hang out on Instagram though. And this is episode 2. Today is October 23rd and it is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Today's my anniversary. Happy anniversary to me and hubby. It's been 20 years. That makes it the platinum anniversary. Thanks. So exciting. Alright, so today we're going to get started with some cross stitch. I am still working on the Harry Potter magical words. I think I have about 5 or 6 rows left, and then the 3 people on the bottom. Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I'm going to be so happy when this is done. This is taking forever. And it's the only project I've been working on, so I tend to only work on one project at a time with cross stitch. And I'm going to separate finished objects in haul and whips by section. So along with the cross stitch, I picked up Michael's Loops and Thread Ada cloth. I got 14 count. I figured every time I go to Michael's, I'll just use one of their 40, 50, 60% off coupons and just pick up some Ada. Eventually, I want to start dyeing it so I can have some fun colors for my projects. And along the line of that, I also picked up some floss. I decided that I would just start picking up 10 or 20 skeins of floss every time I go to Michael's. So I started with 150, and I got 150 to 159. I thought they were kind of separated by colors, but I don't know. I got, I guess, blues and purples with some reds and pinks. So maybe they're not really separated by color. That's it for the cross stitch. The next thing I worked on this week was I wanted to work on a Halloween project. So I got a little quilting done. This is the Halloween Hop by Material Girl. I bought it as a kit from Keepsake Quilting, and what you could do is you could choose either the boy version or the girl version, and they gave you all the fabric for it. It's green. I chose the boy. Now, the bone fabric actually glows in the dark also, and this is how he looks. He is going to look so cool when he is done. All that white will glow in the dark. I don't think the swirly black fabric glows, but the white will. And his little bow tie and his buttons. All the way down to his green shoes. Now I have enough black fabric in the kit to also do the girl. I just have to provide my own the clothes and shoes and then the border color. I don't know if I'm going to do her in red or maybe a nice orange would be fun. But right now he's only fused down, and I'm going to have to zigzag or something and baste him down all the way. Maybe just quilt him down. And he'll be a wall hanging. He'll turn out really nice. Oh, one more thing I did get with my cross stitch. I bought a pattern. I bought a Lilo and Stitch. This is by Floss Bottom Stitches on Etsy, and she has a bunch of Disney Mickey Mouse hats where you cross stitch the character on it, and they're only $3. This one is going to be for my oldest son's manager. She really likes Lilo and Stitch. Okay. Now the other thing that I got is my youngest child, Robbie, has ceramics in school, in high school. He's a senior. And he had to make these little containers. And he knows Mom is a sucker for little containers. So he said I could have it. And I thought while I had this out, I'd go back and see what else he's made for me. This one he made probably back in 7th grade, 8th grade. I'm really not sure what he thought he was making. But I don't know, I guess a pen rest. Whatever. And I pulled out another one. I won this one on a blog, probably 10 years ago. This one was professionally made by an Etsy shop. I don't remember which one it is now. But I love ceramic containers. A couple years ago, I did a swap in the Knitwit knitting group on Facebook, and I got this coffee mug. It's finished on the inside, but I don't know, it just, the tea didn't stay very hot in it, so I decided just to use it in my sewing room. This one is by Polly from 2014. Okay, let's move on to yarn items. One of the things I purchased this week is I want to make a new cardigan. I have a mama vertebrae, but I want something that covers a little bit more in the front and not just down through here. So I bought this knitting pattern, Marco Polo by Modish Mom Knits. It's going to be a striped cardigan just like this. What's going to be fun is it has this rounded part down here. And on the sleeves, let's see if there's a nice picture. The sleeves has a nice rounded area. It's a paid for pattern, so let me see if I can get it so it doesn't work. And what you can do is you can slide your hand inside of it almost like a glove. So when it's cold, you can keep your hands warm still. So that's going to be going on the needles probably later today. And I got some Karen cakes. Woo! They've been sold out at my store for months and months and months. I was talking on Periscope to a lady from her YouTube is Maximum Yarnage. And she felt bad that I didn't have any, and she had a bunch of them. And she could no longer knit with them because they cause an allergic reaction with her and her husband. Her husband gets so the sinuses and the sniffling and the sneezing, and it bothers her asthma. So she was so kind and generous and sent two to me. This one is macaroon. I have no idea what I'm going to make with these yet. And this one is cookies and cream. I was watching the Crochet Crowd video this morning, and from what they're saying is it's back in stock. So if you're like, these are 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So if you're interested in trying them out, head to your Michaels. They're only like $8 for 7 ounces. So it's pretty good. And I put some serious time into my 3-color cashmere cowl from Hoki Locatelli. It is going to be so nice and big and squishy. This is where I was last week, and I knit all the way up to here. It is so squishy. I am knitting this with a Michaels yarn, and the colors are Wool-like, and this is, let's see, Denim Blue, Azul, Navy Blue, and Cool Gray. So this one's going to be so nice and squishy. It doesn't get too cold here in Florida, but when the winter hits around December and January, it gets really windy, and when that cold air hits, it just makes you really cold. The other thing I put time into was my Cozy Memory blanket. I added this really nice square. I thought it was going to be all pinks like this, so I was really surprised when it came out with this green color and the red. And I want to make it into the stair stepper shape, where you do one here and one here and one here, you know, like stairs. So I'm trying to build up this side. It just seems when you do it in the stair stepper, it feels like you're accomplishing more than having to go and do one square after one square after one square. And I'm using a needle minder that I made. Little snaps. You just set your needles in there. Holds it nicely. I'm working on size 1 double point needles. And this week I am doing them from different states that people have been generously sent to me. I have just finished working from Bellegarde, France, and Schreierville, Indiana. And I'm on my last ball from France. And that's a nice limey green and black.